everyone, and welcome back to my vlog. Today, I'm taking you on a truly exciting and unforgettable journey through Thailand. This is not just a simple travel video. This is a complete travel experience where I explore busy cities, beautiful beaches, peaceful temples, amazing local food spots, cultural places, markets, islands, and so much more. Thailand is one of those countries that gives you a perfect mix of everything in one trip. You get city life, nature, culture, adventure, and relaxation all together. I bought a SIM card at the airport for convenience, even though it was more expensive, so I could get connected quickly for maps and travel. I ate at the airport after landing. The food was delicious and my first taste of Thailand, which made me even more excited for the trip. Once I finished eating, I headed to my hotel. The drive from the airport was my first real look at Bangkok city life. The roads were busy, full of traffic, shops, lights, and people everywhere. It felt very alive and energetic. Everything was moving fast and there was so much happening around me. When I finally reached the hotel, I checked in and relaxed for a bit. The room was comfortable, clean, and perfect after a long flight. I took some rest and prepared myself for the adventure. The next day was the real beginning of my exploration. I went for lunch at Nature Garden Cafe and Restaurant. On the way there, the traffic was very heavy and the road was completely jammed. It took much longer than expected, but that is part of travel life. Sometimes the journey itself becomes an experience. Finally, when I reached Natura, I was honestly amazed. The place was surrounded by greenery, a beautiful garden, and a peaceful river flowing nearby. The environment was very calm, quiet, and refreshing. It felt like I was far away from the busy city noise. It was one of those places where you just feel relaxed automatically. I ordered my food, and it was honestly one of the best meals of my entire trip. The taste was amazing, very fresh, and full of flavor. Every bite felt satisfying. I really enjoyed sitting there, enjoying the view and taking my time. It was a perfect, peaceful moment in the middle of a busy travel schedule. After that, I continued my journey and went to Wat Arun. This is one of the most famous and beautiful temples in Bangkok. The entry fee was around 200 Thai baht. When I arrived there, I was really impressed by the architecture and design. The temple looked very detailed, artistic, and full of history. It showed the rich culture and spiritual side of Thailand. Standing there, I could feel how deep and meaningful this place was. Later in the evening, I visited Icon Siam Mall. It was modern, lively, and very crowded. Although it was quite hot and busy, the atmosphere was amazing. The highlight of my visit was the fountain show, where the combination of lights, music, and dancing water created a beautiful and unforgettable experience. It was definitely one of the best parts of the evening. The next day, I planned to visit the floating market. Instead of Grab, I used local transport, which was much cheaper and more budget-friendly. I would highly recommend this to anyone visiting Thailand because it saves a lot of money and also gives a more local experience. When we reached the floating market, it was a very unique and colorful experience. There were boats everywhere, local sellers selling fruits, food, drinks, and souvenirs, and the entire place was full of life. It felt like stepping into a different world. Everything was floating on water, and the energy of the place was incredible. When buying tickets, make sure to bargain because prices are often higher at first. I managed to get a 30-minute boat ride for 1,000 Thai baht after negotiating. The boat ride was peaceful and beautiful, going through narrow water channels surrounded by local life, food, and culture. In the evening, we went to the China market. We booked a Grab and went there. When we arrived, I was honestly shocked by how crowded it was. There were people everywhere, and the entire place was full of energy. It was extremely busy, but at the same time, very interesting. The market was full of food stalls, especially fruits and seafood. Everything looked fresh, colorful, and delicious. The smell of food, the crowd, the lights, and the energy created a very unique experience. Even though it was crowded, it was still a place worth visiting. This was my full experience in Bangkok, and it was truly unforgettable. Flight to Phuket. I went to the airport and rented a car for my trip. One very important tip I want to share is that whenever you rent a car, always choose full coverage insurance. It is very important for safety and peace of mind, especially when traveling in a new country. After picking up the car, I drove to my hotel in Phuket. The drive was smooth and enjoyable. It gave me a chance to see more of Thailand's landscape and road life. When I reached the hotel, I was very happy with it. The hotel was beautiful, clean, and the staff were very friendly and helpful. It felt comfortable and relaxing. I visited a viewpoint in Phuket. The view from there was absolutely stunning. I could see the entire island, mountains and ocean together. It was peaceful, quiet, and perfect for photos and videos. It was one of those places where you just stand and admire nature. After that, I explored a local market and had some food. The food was delicious, fresh, and reasonably priced. There were many options, and everything looked very tasty and tempting. It was a great experience to try local flavors. When I went to the beach this evening, I saw that this was happening there. It was really beautiful. The next day, we traveled from Patong Beach to Kamala Beach, which was much quieter and more relaxing. The beach had soft golden sand, clear blue water, and a peaceful atmosphere that made it a perfect place to unwind. We spent some time walking along the shore, enjoying the beautiful ocean views and feeling the gentle sea breeze. The scenery was stunning, with green hills surrounding the coastline and waves, slowly rolling onto the beach. We also stopped at a beachfront cafe where we enjoyed a cold drink while admiring the view of the Andaman Sea. It was a wonderful and refreshing experience. After spending a relaxing morning at Kamala Beach, we continued our journey to Old Phuket Town. The town was very clean, colorful, and full of charm. With its well-preserved Sino-Portuguese buildings, vibrant street art, and unique local shops, walking through the streets felt like stepping back in time, as the architecture reflected Phuket's rich history and cultural heritage. Although the town was beautiful and offered many interesting sights, it was also quite crowded with tourists and locals. The weather was extremely hot, making it difficult to stay outside for long periods. Because of the heat and the busy atmosphere, I wasn't able to record many videos or take as many photos as I had planned. Even so, I still enjoyed exploring the town and appreciating its unique character. And later in the evening, I visited Carnival Magic, a large nighttime theme park known for its vibrant carnival, atmosphere, and spectacular entertainment. From the moment I entered, I was greeted by colorful lights, grand decorative structures, and lively music that created an exciting and festive environment. The park was beautifully designed, with every corner featuring unique displays, artistic sculptures, and brightly illuminated buildings that provided countless opportunities for photography. Before the main show, I spent time exploring the various attractions. Themed zones, souvenir shops, and food outlets spread throughout the park. The streets were filled with performers, interactive exhibits, and entertaining activities that kept visitors engaged while waiting for the evening's performances. The atmosphere was energetic and cheerful, with families and children especially enjoying the carnival-style games and attractions. The highlight of the visit was the grand theatrical performance, which combined music, dance, elaborate costumes, and impressive stage effects. The production featured synchronized performances, vibrant storytelling, and stunning visual elements that showcased creativity and cultural influences. The use of lighting technology, large-scale sets, and special effects made the show both immersive and memorable. One of the most striking aspects of Carnival Magic was its extensive use of lighting and decoration. As night fell, the entire park transformed into a dazzling display of colors. Thousands of lights illuminated the pathways, buildings, and themed installations, creating a magical atmosphere unlike any other attraction I had visited. The attention to detail in the decorations reflected the effort put into creating an unforgettable visual experience. Although I personally felt that many of the attractions and activities were primarily designed for children and families, I still found the visit enjoyable. The impressive performances, beautiful scenery, and festive ambiance made it appealing for visitors of all ages. Even without participating in every activity, simply walking around and taking in the sights was entertaining. Overall, my visit to Carnival Magic was a fun and memorable experience. Its combination of spectacular shows, colorful lights, creative decorations, and family-friendly entertainment made it a unique attraction. While it may be especially suited to younger visitors, it remains an enjoyable destination for anyone looking to experience a lively and visually stunning evening in Phuket. Highlights of my Thailand trip was visiting Phi Phi Island. The tour cost around 2,000 Thai baht per person and started in the morning, lasting until around 4 or 5 p.m. The package included both breakfast and lunch, which made the trip very convenient. Throughout the day, we visited several beautiful locations and had the chance to enjoy activities such as swimming, snorkeling, sightseeing, and relaxing by the sea. The scenery around Phi Phi Island was absolutely stunning. The clear blue water, dramatic cliffs, and beautiful beaches made every stop feel special. It was one of those places that looks just as beautiful in real life as it does in photos. Out of all the places we visited, Maya Bay was definitely my favorite. The water was crystal clear, the beach was beautiful, and the surroundings were breathtaking. The atmosphere was peaceful and relaxing, making it a perfect place to simply enjoy nature and take in the incredible views. One thing I would recommend is being prepared for the boat ride. The speedboat can be quite bumpy at times, especially if the sea is rough. If you easily get motion sickness, it's a good idea to bring motion sickness tablets before the trip. Also, if you're not confident in the water or cannot swim, some activities such as snorkeling may feel a little challenging. Overall, Phi Phi Island was an unforgettable experience and one of the best parts of my Thailand trip. From the beautiful beaches and crystal clear water to the exciting activities and stunning scenery, it was truly a day to remember. After that, we headed to Krabi Beach. Since I was staying in Phuket, I decided to drive there, which took around 3 to 3.5 hours. The drive was smooth, comfortable, and enjoyable. Along the way, we passed through small local towns, roadside markets, cafes, and beautiful countryside areas. The route was surrounded by green hills, palm trees, and stunning natural scenery, making the journey itself a great experience. As we got closer to Krabi, the famous limestone mountains started appearing, creating some amazing views. The scenery along the road was beautiful and made the drive feel much shorter than it actually was. When we finally arrived at Krabi Beach, the atmosphere was calm and relaxing. Personally, I felt Krabi was quite similar to Phuket and not very different. But the road trip and beautiful views along the way made the visit worthwhile. On the last day of my Phuket trip, I visited the Big Buddha, one of the most famous landmarks on the island. Located high on a hill, this massive statue can be seen from many parts of Phuket. The drive up was enjoyable, and as I got closer, the views became more and more impressive. Once I reached the top, I was greeted by a breathtaking panoramic view of Phuket. From there, I could see the ocean, beaches, mountains, and surrounding areas stretching far into the distance. The atmosphere was peaceful and calm, making it a perfect place to relax and reflect on the amazing memories I had made throughout the trip. It was a great way to spend my final day in Phuket. Standing there and taking in the view felt like the perfect ending to an unforgettable Thailand adventure. And with that, my Thailand journey comes to an end. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end. I truly appreciate your support and hope you enjoyed coming along on this adventure with me. If you enjoyed this vlog, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot and motivates me to create more travel content in the future. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Until then, take care and keep exploring.